Hello friends, in the lecture first on amine, we have studied the classification, nomenclature and structural aspects of the amines. This is the lecture second on the amine in which we are going to study the methods of formation. There are different methods of formation which are used for the preparation of amines. First one is the ammonolysis in which the alkyl halide is treated with the ammonia. Second method is the famous name reaction, that is Hofmann bromamide reaction. Unsubstituted amines are treated with the bromine and alkali that will give a corresponding amines in the Hofmann bromamide reaction. The third method is the Gabriel synthesis in which a phthalimide is treated with the alkyl halides. And the three methods are the reduction of cyanides, reduction of nitro compounds and reduction of amides, in which there is a conversion of either CN into CH2NH2, NO2 into NH2, or in case of reduction of amide, we get CONH2 is converted into CH2NH2. In this way, the three methods they uses the reduction process, and other three methods are nothing but the ammonolysis, Hofmann and Gabriel synthesis. Now we will see the first method, that is ammonolysis, in which there is a reaction of alkyl halides and ammonia. Ammonolysis is the first method of formation for the amines. Now we will see the actual meaning of ammonolysis. The ammonolysis is nothing but the replacement of halogen by NH2 group. So here this nitrogen is going to attack on the compound from which halogen is removed. So here there is a formation of carbon nitrogen bond and there is a breaking of carbon halogen bond. So we have to take here alkyl halide and we have to treat this alkyl halide with the ammonia. Then there is a breaking of carbon halogen bond and formation of carbon nitrogen. This reaction occurs at a higher temperature. Let us consider the general reaction here. Rx, that is alkyl halide, when it is treated with ammonia, that is NH3, at a higher temperature 373 Kelvin, what happens? The quaternization of ammonia occurs and it will produce this type of salt, alkyl ammonium salt. Then this alkyl ammonium salt in presence of ammonia gives RNH2 plus NH4X. Here this RNH2 is nothing but the primary amine and NH4X is nothing but the ammonium salt. Now, if this Rx is in excess, then what happens? If alkyl halide is excess, then this alkyl halide reacts with the product of first step, that is primary amine. So we get again the replacement of this halogen by this hydrogen. Then we get here RNHR, that is a secondary amine. This secondary amine again reacts with the excess alkyl halide and it will convert into a tertiary amine. Even this tertiary amine reacts with the excess alkyl halide and we get a quaternary ammonium salt, that is N positive, and here there is a X minus, quaternary ammonium salt. In this way, in case of ammonolysis, if alkyl halide is excess, we get a mixture of product, that is primary amine, secondary amine, tertiary amine as well as quaternary ammonium salt. And if the ammonia is excess, then what happens? The Rx plus NH3, it reacts to gives RNH3X minus here positive charge and here ammonia, then we are getting here RNH2 plus NH4X. When this ammonia is excess, then we get only a primary amine as a product. This is the major product when ammonia is excess in the ammonolysis. So we have seen two facts. Alkyl halide is excess, we get mixture of product. Ammonia is excess, we get only one product. We will see the reactivity order of alkyl halides in ammonolysis. Here I will write different alkyl halides, that is Ri, then Br, then RCl. Now, if we consider the structure of Ri, RBr and RCl, it is clear that the carbon iodine bond, here carbon Br bond and carbon Cl bond is there. Now the size of this iodine Br and Cl, the size of iodine is greater than Br than Cl. That's why the bond between carbon and iodine is a weak one, whereas these bonds are strong one as compared to the carbon iodine bond. Therefore, the ammonia will attack on this bond easily with the removal of this iodine. So that's why the reactivity order of alkyl halide in ammonolysis is such that alkyl iodides are more reactive than alkyl bromide than alkyl chlorides. Now we will take one example. Here we will write a CH3Cl in presence of ammonia. First of all, it will form a CH3 NH3Cl minus, here a positive charge, then again ammonia, then it will give a CH3NH2 plus NH4Cl. In this way, methyl chloride is converted into methyl amine by ammonolysis reaction. And if this methyl chloride is excess, then we get a secondary amine, that is CH3NHCH3, that is dimethylamine, plus a trimethylamine, that is CH3CH, plus a quaternized ammonium salt, that is nitrogen is attached with the 4-methyl group, positive charge, and here a Cl minus. So this type of mixture of products is obtained when CH3Cl is excess. And if the ammonia is excess, we get only a methyl amine as a product. Now we will see the disadvantages of ammonolysis reaction. So from this discussion, it is clear that the ammonolysis is not a selective reaction because it doesn't give a selective product, and it is insufficient one. Why it is? Now the second disadvantages of ammonolysis is that alkyl halides undergoes ammonolysis easily, but aryl halides, they are less reactive towards ammonolysis, because if we take the aryl halides, the structure of aryl halide is like this, Rx, and in case of aryl halide, there is a breaking of carbon halogen bond, no doubt, but this carbon is the carbon of aryl ring, and we know that it doesn't undergo a nucleophilic substitution reaction easily. That's why aryl halides are less reactive. Therefore, it is not easy to prepare aryl amines from ammonolysis reaction. These are the two disadvantages of ammonolysis reaction. Now we will see the second method, in which there is a conversion of unsubstituted amides into the corresponding amine by Hofmann bromamide reaction or Hofmann degradation reaction in presence of alkali and halogen, that is either Br2 or Cl2. So we will see the Hofmann bromamide reaction. In Hofmann bromamide reaction, unsubstituted amide, that is RCONH2. In other words, we can say that the primary amides, they are treated with a alkali and a bromine, that is Br2 and alkali. Here alkali, it may be NaOH or KOH. I will write here NaOH. Then this RCONH2 is converted into RNH2, and there is a loss of one carbon. That's why this reaction is also called as a Hofmann degradation reaction. This amide is converted into the primary amine. In this reaction, we get a primary amine as a major product. Now see how the reaction occurs. Here I will write once again RCONH2 unsubstituted amide plus Br2 plus 4 NaOH or 4 KOH you can write. Then RNH2 we get plus twice NaBr plus Na2CO3 plus twice H2. This is the actual reaction in which there is a conversion of unsubstituted amide into the primary amines. Now, in some cases, in place of Br2, we will use a Cl2, and in place of NaOH, we can use a KOH. So, generally, here we will take X2 and alkali. Then RCONH2 is converted into RNH2 in presence of X2 and alkali. This is also a Hofmann reaction. Now I will put here a C6H5CONH2 plus a Br2 plus I will write here 4KOH. Then we have to remove this CO group and NH2 group is joined to this C6H5. Therefore C6H5NH2 we get. Then twice KBr plus K2CO3 plus twice H2O. This is the byproducts obtained in the Hofmann bromamide reaction. Now, this reaction is useful for the synthesis of primary aliphatic amines as well as primary aromatic amines. Secondary amines or tertiary amines, they cannot be formed by Hofmann bromamide reaction. In this way, we will easily prepare a primary amine from unsubstituted amides. Now, the third method of formation is Gabriel synthesis, which is starting from a phthalimide. Gabriel synthesis basically involves the reaction of phthalimide with alkyl halide in presence of alkali, that is KOH. When phthalimide is treated with the alkyl halide in presence of KOH, it forms N-alkyl phthalimide, and this N-alkyl phthalimide upon hydrolysis in the second step, it gives a corresponding amine. This hydrolysis it may carried out in presence of hydrazine hydrate, that is NH2NH2 or 20% NaOH. In this way, we can convert alkyl halide into the corresponding amine by the reaction of phthalimide with the alkyl halide, and in the second step there is a hydrolysis. Now we will take the general reaction here. RCH2Cl alkyl chloride plus phthalimide, or here I will write NH then C double bond O NH. In presence of alkali, that is KOH, what happens? This KOH, it abstract this hydrogen, and the nitrogen become negatively charged. It means that there is a formation of salt and there is a removal of H2O, and then this negatively charged nitrogen attacks on this carbon and Cl is removed from the carbon. So there is a replacement of halogen by this thallimide ring, and we get RCH2, which is attached to the nitrogen of thallimide ring CO, and remaining structure like this. So it is N-alkyl thallimide. Now this N-alkyl thallimide, it can be hydrolyzed in presence of hydrazine hydrate or 20% NaOH. Out of this hydrazine hydrate is traditionally used, but it gives poor yield. That's why generally 20% NaOH or SCl is used for the hydrolysis of this N-alkyl thallimide. And in hydrolysis, there is a breaking of the carbon nitrogen bond and carbon nitrogen bond, and one hydrogen is attached here, OH group is going to add here. In this way, the hydrolysis occurs to form amine and corresponding phthalic acid. So let's see the product after hydrolysis. So here we will write a 20% NaOH, and the products are RCH2NH2 plus phthalic phthalic acid is there. In this way, alkyl chloride is converted into the amines. That is, alkyl halides are converted into corresponding amine. Advantage of the Gabriel synthesis is we can prepare a primary amine by using Gabriel synthesis, and this primary amine we can prepare from alkyl halide. But when we take aryl halide, there is no reaction because aryl halides doesn't undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction, and that's why we cannot get aryl amine as a product when aryl halide is taken in a Gabriel synthesis. This is the disadvantage of Gabriel synthesis. The second disadvantage of Gabriel synthesis is that a secondary or tertiary amines cannot be prepared by using Gabriel synthesis. So in this way, primary amines can be prepared by using Gabriel synthesis from alkyl halides only. Now we will see the reduction methods by which we can prepare amines. The reduction, first of all, we see the reduction of cyanide or nitrile. We know that the cyanide or nitrile, it has a formula RCN. It is the general formula, and there is a carbon triple bond nitrogen. And this carbon triple bond nitrogen we have to convert into a CH2 NH2. For that purpose, we have to use a reagent such as hydrogen in presence of metal catalysis such as palladium, platinum, or nickel. And in addition to that, we can use a lithium aluminum hydride as a reagent, which can convert a nitrile or cyanide into the corresponding amine. So two types of catalyst or reagents we can use: H2 in presence of palladium, platinum, or nickel, and lithium aluminum hydride. So RCN is going to convert into RCH2NH2. So the nitriles are converted into the corresponding amines. Here we get a corresponding primary amine. and there is the addition of 4 hydrogen, that is twice H2. Instead of 4 hydrogen we can write a twice H2, and the catalyst or reagents are metal catalyst and a lithium aluminum hydride. The reaction of ethane nitrile, and the formula for ethane nitrile is CH3C triple bond N. Here I will write lithium aluminum hydride and the solvent is ether. Then we get a CH3, CH2, NH2. And if you take a palladium or platinum or nickel in presence of hydrogen, again this ethane nitrile is converted into a ethyl amine. In this way, we can use either lithium aluminum hydride or a metal catalyst in presence of hydrogen to convert nitrile or cyanide into corresponding amines. Now we will see the reduction of a nitro group or reduction of nitro compounds into the amino compounds. In the reduction of nitro compound, we have to use either metal plus acid as a catalyst, or we have to use hydrogen in presence of metals such as nickel, platinum or palladium. This type of condition we have to use to reduce nitro compounds into the corresponding amines. So I will write here RNO2 is converted into the RNH2 when it is treated with the metal plus acid. Here metals are nothing but Fe and acid is HCl or Sn or SCl. Instead of this, we can use this type of metal catalyst such as nickel and hydrogen, or palladium or hydrogen, or platinum and hydrogen. It will converts the NO2 group into the corresponding NH2 group. So by reduction of nitro compounds, we can convert a nitro compound into the corresponding amines. Now, the last methods of preparation is the reduction of amides, in which there is a conversion of CONH2 into the CH2NH2. I will write first of all a general reaction, that is RCONH2. It is converted into the RCH2NH2. From this CO group, the oxygen is removed, and in place of oxygen, the hydrogens are added here. And to convert this amide into amine, we have to use a specific condition or specific catalyst, lithium aluminum hydride. It will convert a CO into CH2, or in place of lithium aluminum hydride, we can use ethanol and sodium. By the reaction of ethanol and sodium, we get a hydrogen, and that will reduce this CO group into the CH2 group. So I will write here a lithium aluminum hydride or a C2H5OH, a sodium. In this way, we can convert amide into the corresponding amines. And for specific reaction, I will write a CH3 C double bond O NH2 acetamide. It is the structure of acetamide. When it is treated with a lithium aluminum hydride in presence of ether, there is a formation of CH3CH2 NH2, that is ethyl amine. So these are the different methods of formation or methods of preparation of the amines, in which we have seen ammonolysis, Gabriel synthesis, Hoffman reaction, reduction of cyanide or nitrile, reduction of nitro compounds, and reduction of amides. So this is all about the methods of formation, and we will stop here. In the next lecture, we will see the chemical properties or the reaction of amines.